Hi, I'm Isaiah and welcome to No Harm or Big Mistake. Episode 1, How Dak's injury affects him and could influence the Dallas Cowboys' future. Dak Prescott was injured last Sunday against the New York Giants, in which he threw for 166 yards and an interception before leaving. Now the Cowboys may have some uncertainty as to whether they want to bring him back or not. Jerry Jones has yet to have addressed Dak's future. He did send out an emotional statement according to CBS Sports, but CBS Sports also mentioned how David Sampson mentioned that Jones didn't touch on the future, and Sampson stated this: Prescott, there's no way to guarantee that Prescott will be able to bounce back. If you are the owner of a team, you cannot sign him long term. If you're Dak Prescott, you know very well what's in your head. You know that you turned down a $31.5 million average salary over 5 years with over $100 million guaranteed. Now, Dak Prescott has thrown for over 1,856 yards, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions this year for a 99.6 quarterback rating. His career, 17,634 yards, 106 touchdowns, 40 interceptions, 97.3 quarterback rating. His best year was his rookie year, 3,667 yards, 23 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 104.9 quarterback rating. However, it could be impacted by who was on the team, as this team is struggling mightily even before Dak's injury. In 2017, he had his worst season. He threw for 3,324 yards, 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions for an 86.6 QB rating. In 2018, he bounced back for 3,885 yards, 22 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 96.9 QB rating. In 2019, he had 4,902 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 99.7 QB rating. As I said before, he had 1,856 yards, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for a 99.6 QB rating this year. But I'm not good at math, but I definitely would say he was well on his way to breaking his highest yards thrown in any of his seasons, which was 4,902 in 2019. I'm not going to say this would be his best season. I'm not going to say he deserved the contract. I'm also going to say that Dak Prescott may have messed up severely not taking that contract, as it has altered everyone in this situation. His injury could alter the fact that if the Cowboys do bad enough, which could be hard considering the Jets are 0-7, but if the Cowboys, who are at 2-5, can do bad enough, it could make them consider drafting a quarterback. So far, they have the Jets ahead of them, the Giants, the Jags. The Dolphins are not interested in a quarterback. The Falcons, we don't know. Arthur Blank said he's not sold on Matt Ryan anymore. The Bengals, not interested in a quarterback. And the Cowboys would be at 8 right now. The Vikings at 6. I don't think the Vikings are going to give up on Cousins yet. So, unless Trevor Lawrence is such a brain-stealing idea for them and he falls to number 6, I don't see the Vikings taking him, but there is a possibility. So it begs the question. The Giants are obviously not ready to leave Daniel Jones, so they're not going to pick a quarterback. So it leaves the Jets at number 1, the Jags at number 3, and the Cowboys at number 8. The Cowboys have 2 teams ahead of them that could pick Trevor Lawrence. The Jags have Gardner Minshew. that experiment could end soon, especially if Trevor Lawrence is available. However, the Jags at 1-6 could still finish with a better record than the Cowboys at 2-5. There's a possibility. The Cowboys are playing very badly right now. The Jets are at 0-7. They probably are for sure going to get the number 1 pick. Looking at the rest of their schedule, it's hard to really see, especially the way they played, hard to see them really beating any teams. I'm sure they're going to find a win. Yeah, they've played well against some teams, almost beat Buffalo. But it's really hard to see them getting wins, especially the more the season goes on as they keep losing. So I do feel they're going to get the number 1 pick, which means they're probably going to take Trevor Lawrence. The Cowboys always have that possibility open that they may not, or somehow the Jets win more games than the Cowboys. But if not, there is also other options if the Cowboys really decided to pass on Dak. However, if the Cowboys don't decide to pass on Dak, they should be able to get him for a lower price. Unless he decides to leave and someone wants to give him the money he deserves, he will probably have to settle for much less, as Jerry Jones, once again, has not addressed his future. Prescott wanted in the ballpark $45 million for his 5th year, $175 million overall in his contract. The Cowboys, since Prescott has been injured, have not scored over 10 points. That got beat 38-10 by the Arizona Cardinals, and also thrashed by the Washington football team 25-3, in which Andy Dalton did not throw for over 75 yards, going 9 of 19 and an interception. To be fair, though, he did end up getting a concussion and had to leave the game. Before those 2 games, the Cowboys had not had a game where they scored less than 17 points. They scored 17 points against the Rams in the opener, scored 40 against the Falcons, 31 against the Seahawks, 38 against the Browns, 37 against the Giants. The Seahawks, who were undefeated until today, losing to the Arizona Cardinals in overtime 37-34, beat the Cowboys by 7, and Prescott threw for 472 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on 57 throws, connecting on 37 of those. It's hard to say what the future holds for the Cowboys, but the Cowboys have a possibility, as they're under only have $2 million to spend on their $75 million salary cap. They don't have much room to go, and this team is already very bad at 2-5. It begs the question, will the team decide to move on? Or do they think they should keep Dak Prescott and make him the franchise quarterback for good? The thing is, giving him good money either way means you're locked into him and you need to invest. And the Cowboys are not going to be able to invest next year, given their circumstances, unless they can restructure many deals to save money. And even with what they would be able to save, I'm not sure they can really have a good year next year as well. It just depends on how fast the Cowboys can turn it around, who they draft, how good they draft, I guess. But the possibility of things going south for the Cowboys is likely. They have options, and Dak Prescott may not have as many options when the time comes. He's going to have to give in, because the Cowboys could decide to go a different direction and give someone else an opportunity. There's always the possibility they could trade up. And if the Jets do win enough games, there's always the possibility they take Trevor Lawrence. Now, anyway, either way, it's sad that Dak got hurt, but that's what happens when you don't take a massive contract and you play during the season. Players that have been known to take these kind of gambles and get hurt are usually not rewarded. The thing is, Dak will learn to get the contract before next time or try to make it work, because playing for the contract is not good for him, as it will now harm him of his jeopardy of getting that mega contract he would love, and will make him have to probably give in and get a smaller contract than even before, because there is uncertainty that he will bounce back and be the same player. Well, that's today's episode. I'm Isaiah Rand, and this is No Harm or Big Mistake. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.